I remember that summer like it was yesterday. I was 11 years old when my mom told me something that changed everything. She said she was going to Europe for a month and that I was old enough to manage on my own. She handed me only $2 and a phone with no data. No plan, no food money, no real instructions, just those $2. That moment didn't feel like independence, it felt like abandonment. Day 1. The shock. The first morning was the hardest. I woke up in the same small room I'd slept in for years, but suddenly everything felt different, heavier. I counted the money in my hand again. $2. My mind raced. Could I buy food? Pay for water? Was there any way to even survive without help? I tried calling her. No answer. I tried calling Dad. No answer. My phone battery was already low. I didn't even dare use it. Day 2. Hunger and fear. By noon, I realized the truth. I was on my own. I went outside and knocked on neighbors' doors. A few smiled and asked if I was okay. Some offered leftovers. One neighbor gave me a sandwich. Another handed me a bottle of water. Even though I was grateful, it didn't feel like charity. It felt like survival. That night, I slept with an empty stomach. Week 1. School without support. Then came Monday. I walked to school and tried to act normal. "Hey, how was your weekend?" classmates asked. "Fine," I lied. Inside, I was falling apart. I had no money for lunch, so I stayed after school and helped clean the classroom in exchange for a sandwich. It wasn't humiliating, it was necessary. Week 2. Learning to adapt. By the second week, something inside me shifted. Suddenly, I wasn't just surviving, I was adapting. I started small jobs around the neighborhood. Morning paper delivery, helping an old man fix his garden fence, washing cars for a few spare coins. I kept all money tight. Every extra cent went toward food. It wasn't much, but it was enough to keep me going. Week 3. A turn in the story. Just when I thought I couldn't handle any more, something changed. A teacher at school noticed I wasn't eating properly. Instead of asking questions, she secretly started leaving extra snacks in my backpack. At first, I was embarrassed, but it helped more than she knew. I started feeling stronger. I started believing I could do this. Return of my mom. A moment I'll never forget. A month later, she finally came home. I stood in the doorway, taller, quieter, stronger, but still with the same 11-year-old heart. She looked at me, really looked, for the first time. Her face didn't show anger. Her eyes showed shock. She wasn't expecting this version of me. I wasn't the scared child she left behind. I had survived, and I had grown up a little faster than anyone expected. The lesson I took with me. That experience wasn't just hard, it was transformative. I learned I am stronger than I thought. Kindness can come from strangers. Survival isn't luck, it's willpower. Sometimes people fail you, but life doesn't stop because of that. And that's a lesson I carry with me every day. She didn't shout, she didn't argue, she didn't even explain much. She just packed her bags, hugged me quickly, placed $2 in my hand, and walked out of the door. At that moment, I didn't know it, but I was about to learn what real survival meant. The day everything changed. It was early morning. Sunlight came through the window, but the house felt cold and empty. I stood in the living room holding those 2 crumpled dollar bills, staring at the door she had just closed. She said she was going to Europe for a month. She said I was old enough to take care of myself. Old enough? I was 11. I didn't know how to cook. I didn't know how to earn money. I didn't even know how long food in the fridge would last. Fear slowly started sinking in. First night alone. That night was the longest night of my life. Every sound felt louder. Every shadow felt threatening. I locked the door twice, then checked it again. I lay in bed, hugging my pillow, listening to the silence, and wondering if she would really come back. Sleep didn't come easily. Day 2. Reality hits. Hunger woke me up. I opened the fridge, almost empty. A little bread, some expired milk, nothing else. I counted my money again. $2. That's when panic truly hit me. I walked outside, hoping maybe I'd see someone I knew. but the street felt unfamiliar. I felt invisible. Asking for help. By afternoon, hunger was unbearable. I knocked on my neighbor's door. My hands were shaking. When she opened the door, I didn't know what to say. The words just came out. "I'm hungry." She was shocked, then concerned. She gave me a plate of food and asked questions I didn't know how to answer. I lied. I said my mom was busy, because deep inside, I was ashamed. School days without food. School became another battlefield. Every day during lunch break, I watched other kids open their lunchboxes, laugh, trade snacks. I pretended I wasn't hungry. Sometimes I went to the bathroom so no one would notice. One day, a classmate offered me half his sandwich. I said no, but my stomach said yes. That was the day I realized pride doesn't feed you. Week 1. Learning to survive. By the end of the first week, I understood something important. No one was coming to save me, so I had to save myself. I started helping neighbors with small tasks, cleaning yards, carrying groceries, walking dogs. Most people paid me with coins, some paid me with food. Every meal felt like a victory. Nights full of tears. At night, when everything was quiet, I cried. I missed my mom. I missed feeling safe. I wondered if I had done something wrong, if I wasn't important enough. Those thoughts hurt more than hunger, but every morning I got up again. Week 2. Something changed inside me. During the second week, something strange happened. I stopped crying every night. I started planning. I learned how to budget. I learned how to stretch food. I learned how to be careful. I was still scared, but I was also becoming stronger. The teacher who noticed. One day, my teacher called me aside. She didn't accuse me. She didn't lecture me. She simply asked, "Are you eating properly?" I couldn't answer. From that day on, she quietly helped me. Extra snacks, extra care, extra kindness. That kindness saved me more than she'll ever know. Week 3. Growing up too fast. By week 3, I wasn't a normal child anymore. I thought like an adult. I worried like an adult. But inside, I was still just a kid who wanted his mother back. I stopped waiting for phone calls. I stopped hoping. I focused on surviving. The day she returned. After 1 long month, the door finally opened again. She stood there, smiling, bags in hand, expecting everything to be normal, but nothing was. She saw my face, she saw my eyes, and she knew something had changed. I wasn't angry.